For most of us, a book is, well, it's a source of knowledge, or maybe an escape, a little bit of entertainment. But what if it were a source of genuine, heart-pounding fear? Today, we are going to dive into a really fascinating and often misunderstood condition, bibliophobia, the actual fear of books. Just try to imagine that feeling for a second. The dread, the racing heart, that gut instinct screaming at you to back away. But instead of a cliff, the thing causing all that is just a simple book. That's the reality for someone with bibliophobia, and believe me, it goes way, way beyond just not being a big reader.
So let's get a really clear definition on the table. We are talking about an intense and pretty irrational fear of books. And the key word here, truly, is phobia. This isn't just a preference, It's a recognized anxiety condition. It can be triggered by specific books, or sometimes just the very idea of reading itself. Okay, so that naturally leads us to the big question, right? Why? Why on earth would someone develop such a specific and, well, challenging fear? And like with a lot of phobias, the answer is often buried in our past experiences and maybe some underlying anxieties.
What's really powerful here is seeing how all of these causes can kind of link together. Think about it. A really negative experience in school, like maybe being shamed for reading too slowly, well, that creates stress. And if that person also has some learning difficulties, that stress just gets amplified. And pretty soon you have this profound fear of failure. It all just weaves together until the brain forms this super strong association, book equals anxiety.
So we have a pretty good idea where this fear might come from, but what does it actually look and feel like? It is so important to understand the difference between someone who just dislikes reading and someone who is truly bibliophobic, because honestly, they are worlds apart.
This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? Disliking reading, that's a choice. It's a preference. You can put a book down and feel, well, nothing. Bibliophobia, on the other hand, is a completely uncontrollable response. It's this urgent, intense need to get away, and it often comes with very real physical symptoms. It's not something you can just get over.
And these symptoms, they create this really vicious cycle. The anxiety leads to actively avoiding anything that involves reading. We're talking schoolwork, job training, you name it. And when avoidance just isn't possible, the body can react with stress, sweating, maybe even a full-blown panic attack. It's a powerful, really visceral experience. And this is why understanding all this is so important. This isn't some trivial fear. It can become a major, major barrier in life. Just imagine trying to get through school, or apply for a job, or learn a new skill, when the main tool for all of it causes you genuine panic. It can just deeply, deeply affect a person's confidence and their ability to reach their full potential.
But here's the most important message in all of this. There is a path forward. Bibliophobia, just like other anxiety disorders, is absolutely treatable. There is hope for overcoming this fear.
The approach has a few different parts. It usually starts with therapy, something like cognitive behavioral therapy, to help reframe those negative thought patterns. And that's often paired with a very gradual, safe exposure to reading. Then, alongside that, you have supportive strategies, like finding different ways to learn, and relaxation techniques to manage the physical anxiety. It's all incredibly effective when put together.
And the crucial point is right here. The takeaway is so clear. With the right help and the right strategies, people can reduce this fear. They can learn to approach books and learning not with dread, but with comfort, and maybe even some curiosity.
That really leaves us with a final, bigger thought to consider. Understanding something like bibliophobia, it encourages us to think bigger. It asks us to look at our educational systems, our whole culture around learning. How can we make sure that from the very beginning, the act of learning is tied to discovery and joy instead of pressure and fear? It's a question really worth thinking about. Thanks for joining me.